Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a couple of days and I'm sorry it's taken that long to make this video. It's just been quite hectic here on my side. On one hand I've got work, and on the other hand I know that I have to keep up and give you guys the gist as to everything surrounding Chelsea and the rest of the Premier League top six. But today it's going to be Chelsea, strictly Chelsea, because yeah, Chelsea go into the international break sitting third on the table, and that's below Arsenal, Manchester City, and Chelsea, just 6 points behind Arsenal and 4 points, no, 2 points behind Manchester City. And if that's not enough reason for you to smash the like button, then I don't know. I should be asking you if you're Chelsea, if you're a Blues supporter. Anyway, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and please like and share this video, because that's the only way you can help improve this channel. So today we have quite a lot of things to talk about. A lot? No, quite a few things to talk about, and that's owing to injuries and transfers, as we're already getting close to the transfer window. We're already in November, and we're just a month and a half away from the January transfer window. Do you guys think that Chelsea would actually want to dip into the transfer market? Well, we'll have to talk about that also in this video. So stick around till the end so you don't miss any. So let's start with Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez, the Argentine midfielder, has revealed he's been dealing with a knee issue, specifically a bone edema, which has been nagging for 4 months. He is withdrawn from international duty, and this is what Enzo Fernandez had to say. Enzo Fernandez, I will not be available for Argentina. I was just talking to the medical team because I had a problem with my knee in the last 4 months. I came with a bone edema that got worse in the last weeks and months because we played a lot of games. I think the most important thing is coming to the end of the season, and I think it's good to make this decision together, always respecting the doctors and everything. This is what Enzo Fernandez has had to say. So it just goes on to show that during the time when he's been going through rough patches and all that, it's been because he's been the injuries he's having has been holding him back. And if I'm correct, or if memory serves me right, it's been said many times or a few times, especially on these channels, that he's been playing through injuries, him alongside Moises Caicedo, and they've been getting injections and all that. And it's only right and reasonable that as long as Argentina has qualified for the World Cup, there's no need for him to want to put himself in any form of danger to make the injury more complicated. This 2 weeks break is a good time for him to at least rest and recover and see how well the injury would improve and how much he would have recovered. It's also a good time for him to rest as well, because from these two, especially Enzo Fernandez and Mrs. Caicedo, have been playing quite a lot of games, and I don't see many Argentines who would not want to go and represent their country. Especially Enzo Fernandez is also where you, if you see Enzo Fernandez play for Argentina, you see that he plays better than he's doing than when he plays for Chelsea. And I think it has to do with the system thing and all that, but that's not what I want to touch on. For him to decide to pull out and withdraw from international duties only just goes to show that the injury is not something to be undermined or brushed aside. It's something that needs to pay attention, and I'm glad that he's actually taken to the advice of the medical staff and every other person that has advised him on this decision. And on to the next, we talk about Romeo Lavia. This one is just frustrating. Okay, it just keeps happening. It went off after only 5 minutes in the Champions League draw against Karabakh with a new quad injury, and Maresca has admitted that it's another blow. So the thing is, we have Dario Sugo out injured, and that looks like it's not going to be back until January. We have Moses Caicedo, who is also playing through injury. Okay, and hopefully that, God forbid, we're able to manage Moses Caicedo. We also have Enzo Fernandez, who's also playing through injury. The midfield that we thought was looking good and uh, 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 big now looks very, very thin, because with Romeo Lavia now out, Darius Sugo also out, you only have three midfielders who are not 100%, who are about 60 to 70% fit. Moses Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez are being managed with their injury. The only fit midfielder right now that we have is Andre Santos. And this is really, really frustrating, because we're not supposed to be in this position anymore. We shouldn't even be in this position, but I don't know. Whoever, I love Romeo Lavia. I like Romeo Lavia, especially when he plays. When he plays and he's in the mood to play, Chelsea look unbeatable, especially when he controls the game from the base, the midfield base. He gives Moses Caicedo the room to go win the ball up top and all that up ahead of him. You see that Chelsea have this control and hold on the game when we have Romeo Lavia playing. Romeo Lavia is a good player, and I'm not taking that from him, but the injury is just frustrating at this point. Right now, it's been confirmed that Romeo Lavia is going to be out injured for at least a month. And when it comes to Romeo Lavia, I think it's not a month. I think we are looking at 2 months at the barest minimum if we're going to stand any chance of having Romeo Lavia even 60 to 70% fit. And what I want to say as regards this is that, just the way they manage Rhys James, please, for when he comes back, there is no need to rush Romeo Lavia back. Only play him when it is good and safe to play him. If he is not fit and his injury is not fully recovered, there is no need to risk him. What's the point of having an unfit player? It only just makes the manager's job complicated and difficult, where he's supposed to count on him and he's pulling out, just like he counted on him to play the whole game, probably the whole game against Karabakh, and in the 5th minute he's gone down holding his squad. Which leads me to what Graham Bailey said. He said, in terms of Lavia, Chelsea think he's great. They love him a lot. Obviously, he's not been very fortunate with injuries at the minute. This injury isn't kickstarting anything particularly. They were already assessing the midfield market. Will it be Adam Wharton of Crystal Palace to leave in the summer? Do Chelsea think they've got to be in that battle? I think they probably will, but the same can be said of Yves Shomeni, Kamavinga, and even Anderson of Nottingham Forest. Okay, so I like Adam Wharton, but I still love Romeo Lavia. Grambelli said that Chelsea are looking at observing the midfield market. Listen, I hold that thought, okay? Hold that thought, and then we'll also talk about and also another report also talked about Chelsea being linked or looking at Anderson of Nottingham Forest, and um, Naramakaz has is quoting to want about 100 to 120 or 150 million for the midfielder. I don't know what Maranakas is smoking. I don't know what he's taking, but he needs to reduce it, because there's no way that he's going to get such amount of money on Anderson. Okay, we could be talking about 60 to 80 million maximum. There is no way it's worth 100, let alone north of 100 million. That's just it. But hold that thought. I'm still going to come back to that, because there are other reports that have been saying that um, Chelsea are looking to do business in the January transfer window and even the summer. But do not forget that Chelsea actually have an agreement with, owing to UEFA settlement, that Chelsea can only spend so much money in the summer. And how much are we talking about? I don't think Chelsea can spend north or over 30 to 40, beyond 40 million pounds in total. Otherwise, I don't think Chelsea would have missed out on Xavi Simons or Fermin Lopez or even Mohamed Kudus. But thank God we missed out on Xavi Simons and even Kudus. Do you understand? But that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm trying to say in essence is that with all these reports coming out, there's also reports suggesting that, especially in Decalia, saying that Chelsea are in contact with Real Madrid for Rodrigo. Graham Bailey is saying that Chelsea are also observing the market for midfield options like Adam Wharton, Kamavinga, Chouameni, and even Anderson of Nottingham Forest. They're also suggesting that the centre back is also another that Chelsea is looking at in the general transfer window. And all this is, I think it's only safe for me to say that we should hold this with a pinch of salt. We can't read so much into it right now because we're still in November. You don't know what might happen, okay, between now and January. If there will be injuries that will actually force Chelsea to go into the market, like we're seeing with Romeo Lavia, especially if we end up losing Moises Caicedo to injury or even Enzo Fernandez. We only have three fit midfielders right now: Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo, and Andre Santos. If one of them gets injured, at some point we're going to also have to manage Moises Caicedo by bringing on or moving Rhys James to play in the midfield during in some games. But the overall thing is that if one of these three gets injured between now and January transfer window, I think it's safe to say that Chelsea might actually have to change their stance on not looking at going into the market in January, possibly or maybe recall someone. That's also another option. But for me right now, I don't think there's anything to say as regards to Chelsea looking at the market and all that. The only thing like I can only say is that I agree with what Graham Bailey has said, is that Chelsea are observing the market for midfield options and all that. You will not know right now how true these stories are until we get closer to the January transfer window. I think that this is just what I think it is going to be like right now. And I don't know what Marinakis is taking. I don't know what he's on, but Anderson is not worth that amount of money. Watson is a very good player, but do I think he's worth £100 million? It's just crazy how the English media just hype players and make it look like they are everything and more and all that. And this is not me disrespecting the players. This is me saying that they are good players. But 100 million for Adam Wharton or 100 and north of 100 million for Anderson, man, jeez, you have to do more than these guys will have to do more than they're doing right now to be worth that amount of money being quoted. Anyway, that's basically it. What do you guys think I should talk about in my next video? Because I'm definitely going to come and give you guys news where there's anything to talk about. And then I might just have a surprise for you guys before the end of the international break. I'm thinking that it's time for me to unveil the face behind the 6 yard banter. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think I should continue with this in this style where I'm making use of pictures and videos sometimes, or I should just you want to see the face behind the 6 yard banter? Let me know what you guys think with everything that I've said. What do you think about Romeo Lavia? Do you think Chelsea should go into the market to get a replacement for him, or do you think Chelsea should sell him? And how much do you think Chelsea will get from the sale of Romeo Lavia? He's a very good player, and I think that we shouldn't give up on him. We should give him enough time to heal rather than rush him. I think he's not been managed properly enough. I think because of the how thin Chelsea is in midfield options, just keep trying to bring him back, and because he solves a lot of problems when he's playing, and that's why we're not patient enough to allow him recover as best as his body requires. Do you think that? What do you think? Do you think Enzo Fernandez did the right thing, withdrawing from the international matches to represent Argentina? And if Chelsea should dive into the market, who do you think Chelsea should go for? There's Rodrigo. There's the talk of Rodrigo. There's also the talk of Watson. There's the talk of Anderson. There's also the talk of centre back and all that. And there's one thing I've not even mentioned. I should be mentioning Sanchez, because Sanchez has improved greatly. The way he claims ball in the air and the way he commands his area is now looking like the proper Sanchez. Does it mean that he can take Chelsea to the top of the ladder and all that? That's a question that is yet to be, I cannot answer. But right now, is Sanchez improving, is showing immense improvement, and that's everything for me. So yeah, you guys don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the like button. I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below. Until we meet again, it's Chelsea first and rivals next. Peace.